I didn't really want to work in advertising. I was just passionate about writing. And the thing that actually brought me into the industry, which is incredibly embarrassing to admit today, was a book called Ogilvy and Advertising that you might have read. And the one picture that sparked my journey was, there was this picture in the book that shows his castle, his 2 Rolls Royces, and I think underneath the picture it says like, yes, and if you're in doubt, that's my helicopter. And it's like, wait a moment, I can earn shitload of money by writing. And that got me into advertising. Like 5-6 years later, I started my own agency, and then I had this light bulb moment around the climate summit in Copenhagen where I thought our government leaders would do something about solving the environmental and social challenges. Nothing happened, and that's why I kind of realized, wait, brands could be a force for good. And today, obviously, that is given, but it's incredible to think that a decade ago that was kind of like a novelty. But then the more time evolved and everybody was rushing into this field, you know, all the brands were suddenly like embracing purpose, and suddenly that thing that a decade ago was super novel and like a really interesting approach suddenly almost became, you know, good advertising on steroids, where it was like suddenly we had activist brands, you need to shout louder and louder, and you had things like, oh, we're gonna kill the business, we're gonna prove how much we want to sacrifice for all of this stuff. I was like, wait a moment, I mean, I want to build brands that have meaning at the core of it. I say the thing, you know, purpose is a bit like Pokemon, everybody's searching for it, but nobody knows why. Because the thing I witnessed again and again and again with building purposeful brands was that they put themselves at a pedestal and they say, we're here to save all sorts of ills of society and the environment. We're here to save the turtles, plastic, food waste, all this stuff. And every time they got criticized. When you take that kind of hero position, it's so easy to fall. It's so easy to criticize, so easy to point fingers. And when I realized that, I was like, wait a moment, here's an insight, here's something pivotal in creating change, and that needs to begin with people and not with brands. No matter whether we like it or not, people have the power today. I mean, people have the power in the media space, people have the power when it comes to business. So for me, in essence, that's what business should be about. It's about self-realization, it's about enabling better lives. And hopefully, when doing that, we can finally get businesses to understand this is not about driving products, this is not about selling things, because the best things in life aren't things. And when they get that, and when they've found that foundation, I think they have an ability to create meaning in people's lives and long-living sustainable brands. Who can we help people become? We certainly didn't look at the company's why, but actually what you could enable people. So whether it's making people smarter or healthier, whatever it is. The what, the how, the who, and the when kind of points towards transformation. That's why I chose the shape of an arrow. The outcome of that, those 4 questions, I call a transformational promise. Because it's not a purpose. It's a transformational promise because it's promise as an organization or as a leader about a change that you can enable in other people's lives. Change without a deadline, you're not going to succeed. When you have hundreds of heroes, and when everybody is claiming to be a hero, when you are down in the supermarket shelf, something needs to happen. The one thing we want in our lives are meaning, not just some nice sounding purpose on a bucket of ice cream. So how can the brands actually help me live the life that I want to live? With my approach, it's not about preaching. It's not about claiming that you as a leader or an organization is the hero and you're going to change the world. It is really about understanding that each one of us have an amazing opportunity to become better human beings, whatever our starting point and whatever our values and whatever our beliefs. And I think that's what brands should do, and I think that's the true activism. It's to make people activists.